Hello, my darlings. Happy New Year 2025. Here we are. Power Podcast. You're also very, very welcome. I'm your host, Aisling Mooney. Make sure that you are subscribed and you never miss an episode. Go to aislingmooney.com/podcast. I am so thrilled to be here. I'm going to give you a forecast for 2025 for this beautiful year, tell you what your angels want you to know. And I'm using my Oracle card deck, the Archangel Messages for a New Earth, and we're going to dive in. So I've just picked, to keep this really simple, I was going to do 12 cards, and I just thought, oh, hang on a minute now, let's do one for every quarter and one for a theme. And actually, two came out for the theme. So I'm going to deep dive into the overall theme for the year and anything else, any other channeled information that wants to come through from our angels as we're speaking, as we're sitting here, and then a deep dive into every single quarter. So the first 3 months of the year and so on. And yeah, so wow, an interesting few years we've had. This is 2025, and really let's look at this as a 5 year container, as a 5 year, and this is sort of the icing on the cake and the ending of the story and the stepping back out into the world in a new way. So it's been an interesting few years. We had COVID for a couple of years there, and we all adjusted to that. And it brought pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages, and big, deep learnings, and it shook up a lot of our systems in our world personally and also globally and in our communities and schools and the way we learned and the way we went to work and studied and health, and just shook up so much of our systems and made us look at our governments were, you know, ruling our lives in some ways. There was such a shake-up on so many levels. And then the 2 years after COVID have been more or less us readjusting us back out into the world, changing our businesses. A lot of us have pivoted in our businesses. A lot of us has completely changed where we were 4 or 5 years ago. And this year, for me personally, I'm feeling this, and it's the message that's coming through. It's the ending of the evolution. It's sort of, if we could take the butterfly as an analogy, that's what your angels are sharing with you now. Just pop that into my consciousness. If we take the butterfly as a representation of the journey that we've been on, we were in caterpillar, then we had the last 2 years have been cocoon stage, and now we are stepping out. We have the wings have formed. We're stepping out into the world. We're stepping out of that cocoon. We are coming to live our lives as a butterfly, transformed. We started off as a caterpillar on land, no wings. The transformation that a butterfly goes through. Deepak Chopra, I went to hear him speak years and years ago, and he said it's equivalent to sending your bike in for repair and coming back, and there's a Boeing 747 there. It's like that's the transformation that a butterfly goes through from caterpillar to butterfly. And that's what has been happening to us as a world, as a community, as a family, as employees, in every industry and personally. And for you as a spiritual business owner, a light worker, I know that you've experienced this on an even more acute level because you're sensitive, you're empathic, you've been tuning into the vibrations, as well as all of the physical stuff that's been happening in the world over the last few years. And the first card that's come out that just gives us the overall theme is Archangel Nathaniel. It's number one. It's number one. It's the first card. So it represents new beginnings, new starts, a fresh new world. And Archangel Nathaniel, it says, a new earth, light worker, it's your time, evolve. And if you look at this card there, the angel is looking up into the starry night, into the cosmos. He is elevated, realizes that he is more than just this being in the spiritual being in a physical body on the earth. He is elevated And he's looking around at the possibilities, at the energy, at the angels, at the guides. And so there's an evolution has been happening. And I personally feel that the world is ready for us now. The world is ready for our healing gifts in a way like never before. It is the safest time, especially if you're living in the Western world, to be a light worker than in hundreds of years, to be a healer, to share your gifts with the world. And I'm seeing a lot of healers my age who have grown up through different generations and are fully in their power. You know, they're these what would you call these queen years, these empress years, these priestess years, where we have reared our kids, you know, if you had kids, and we've looked after our families, and it's our time now. And we are ready. We have the savvy and the knowledge and the experience and the healing gifts and the experience with them, that we're in a prime position to really share our gifts with the world. And the world has had a shake-up in the last few years, and they're looking for you, and they're looking for your healing gifts. And it is, if you think that you're going to hide in the spiritual closet any longer, or hide your gifts from the world any longer, it's just not going to happen this year. You're going to be pushed out of your comfort zone. You're going to be requested to speak. You're going to be invited to podcasts. You're going to be people are going to meet people on the street, and they're going to ask you, you know, even recently I went into the local pound shop here to ask to buy something, to buy a piece of equipment for doing recordings, actually. And I was just buying this stuff, and the girl said to me, have you been to India? You have this sort of vibe. And she was actually Indian, and she said, even your accent, obviously I was speaking Italian, even your accent sort of has an Indian feeling to it. And we, you know, it opened the door to a conversation about spirituality that I wouldn't normally have had. So it's going to become every day. There is no more hiding your spiritual gifts. If you thought you could get away with it anymore, it's over now. Your family and friends are going to sense it, because the world needs love. The world needs your gifts right now out in the world. So it is our responsibility to start to share your healing gifts on a level that we have never seen before. Whatever you have to offer, you need to drop the unworthiness, drop the fear and the fear of being visible, and you know, you need to work through your stuff. Come and join us in the Power Mastermind. If you need a community and support and coaching with that, come and join us. That's what we talk about, you know, helping you to get visible with your healing gifts, helping you to price properly your healing services, helping you to learn how to sell, share your products and services, how to get paid fairly for what you do, because there's no more hiding. And it's a perfect year, and it's a culmination of all that we've been through energetically. And if I look at us before 2020, 2019, the whole vibration in general, like literally this is coming in now, was so much lower. And you know, light codes have come in massively in the last few years, and Akashic records have come in massively over the last few years. Flower essences, more and more people are studying them. People and mindfulness and meditation. It's a revolution happening, and we are at the forefront. So if you need help to get the traditional business skills to be able to apply them to your spiritual business, link is in the description somewhere to join Power. We'd love to have you there. But there's no more pussy putting around. There's no more hanging around. This is it, my darling. It is time. And the other card that's come in, just to sort of support this, is Archangel Azriel. It's time to see through the illusion. So there are a lot of people suffering in the world right now that need your help. And Azriel is a really, these are two really powerful angels, Nathaniel and Azriel, like really fucking powerful angels for the year ahead. Sometimes when I've worked with Azriel, all the electricity is gone. The technology doesn't work. So it's big, big energy that affects our world physically. A lot car alarms go off when you're working with these angels, and they really affect our environment and let us know when we're there. And they're about helping us and helping the world recognize that this spiritual realm, the angelic realm, the realm of guides and intuition and insight, is real and is something that we can tap into more and more. That there is a crisis of a religious crisis in the world, definitely in my part of the world, where people are looking for something else that's not in an institutional religion, that's outside of the ordinary. And that's where we can step in with a more open, expansive, what I would think is an expansive view of spirituality and love. And it's a big year, my darling. So obviously, I will come in throughout the year with readings as I'm called, and I'll share that with you, so you'll be able to tune in and see what the energy of each week and each month is. I generally come in every month. So let's look. Now remember, this is for light workers. So if you're a light worker and a spiritual business owner, or you have a spiritual business idea, and or maybe you're doing your spiritual business, doing your healing activities, but maybe it's not making money yet. Maybe it's more of a hobby and you're looking for support with that. January, February, March. This is the theme of the first few months of the year. Archangel 22, so it's a master number kicking off the year. And you are commanded to release your money blocks now. So in the Power Mastermind, this is what we're about. It's empowerment. It's putting money back into the hands of people who can truly make a loving difference in the world on so many levels. And the day of the poor healer is gone. It's over. It's not sustainable and it's useless. I personally, my aim, my desire, my draw is to put money into the hands of people that can make a difference, is to put money into the hands of healers and light workers so that you can pay your bills, put food on the table, pay for the mortgage, pay for your kids' piano lessons, pay for a holiday when you need a rest, pay for the healing sessions that you need as part of your, when you give out your work that you need to restore your own energy, that you have a sustainable, consistent income that provides for whatever you need and more. That's what I want. And this first quarter, you could become a money-making machine. Literally, we kick off this year with wealth and abundance and no excuses. And it's about raising your vibration. If you look at this picture, it tells a story. She is smiling, stretching, so happy, in a shower of money. There is money literally flowing from the sky. And she's not attached to the money. She's not grabbing it. She's not calling it in. She is just, in essence, of the vibration of wealth and abundance and happiness. And that becomes a magnet. People will want to give you money when you exude confidence and happiness and an air of gratitude and detachment. So, and this takes constant work on your mindset, constant, or maybe not constant is the word, a commitment to working regularly and consistently on your mindset and making sure that your vibration is as high as it possibly can be. And that means, go and get the healing when you need to. Go and do your own work, take your own medicine when you need to, take a rest when you need to. I just did a whole episode there on just resting and minding your mental and emotional health. And so this, if you want to make money in your business, you want to transform it into a hobby, these first 3 months are crucial. And you're being encouraged to open up to that, to commit to getting your services out there, get your business started. And, you know, I'm not going to say, come and start your business and you're going to start making money immediately. So this is more for anyone new. I would say give yourself at least a year and make sure that you have some income coming in to build your business. So this is more for those of you who have already been working on your community, you've been building up your community, you've been sharing your gifts with the world, and you are ready to create something new. Maybe it's a course or a program, maybe it's a new one-to-one package, maybe it's finally your membership where you're going to show up once a month or twice a month and work with your community in whatever way. It could be a healing session, it could be a cacao or moon circle or Reiki healing session or flower essences. Maybe it's a flower essence every month. One of my clients is a herbal. It does herbal meditations and meditates with flowers and plants and herbs. So whatever it is, whatever the $1 million idea is that you've been getting this nudge or this idea about what you could do, what's the next step for you. This is it. This is the time to apply. If you need support and help with that, go to ashleymooney.com/power and join us there in the mastermind. We'd love to have you there and support you in whatever way we can to get your healing gifts out there into the world in a way that's sustainable, that's fulfilling and profitable for you. But there's such an opportunity in these first 3 months to make a lot of money, my darling. And over the last few years, I know me personally, I have set the intention that I make enough money in the first quarter that supports me for the whole year so that I can just be creative and generous and give from a place of abundance and this feeling of richness. So, you could set that intention for yourself as well. You could say, I'm going to make whatever, you need to know your bottom line. Whatever your bottom line of income is, I'm going to make that in the first month or in 2 months or in 3 months, the first quarter of 2025. And that's going to support me for the whole year. So, and ask your angels for what is the big idea? What is it that I can focus on? And the other piece that I just want to say, it's simpler than you think. And we don't have to complicate things. And there is, some of you have a tendency to continually create something new, and now the next thing, and now the next thing, and now the next. And I'm going to ask you to have a later list. This is Denise W. Thomas mentioned this, a later, I'm going to put that on my later list. And choose instead to take some of the things that are working for you already and think, how can you expand and grow these packages or containers? How can you add in more value to make them even better? How can you update the videos, update the meditations? What can you do to upgrade what you already have and is already working to bring in more consistent clients and deepen the experience for your current clients? So simplicity is a big key, especially in the first quarter. And go, and the next quarter is healing. And then the next quarter is go, go, go. And then the next quarter is healing. So that's sort of the way the year is presenting itself. And with that in mind, I would say when the energy is go, to go 365 degrees. And if you can manage the feast and famine in your business in this way, if you can say to yourself, okay, it looks like it's going to be really good. It looks like January, February, March is a really good time to launch. I would say January, February is the perfect time to launch something new, have a big, huge launch, bring in some money that can support you through the second quarter, which feels like more of a healing season. So the second quarter, we're immediately met with Raphael. Number 18, open yourself to the sound of healing. And there's a woman drumming. So this quarter is definitely about healing. Me personally, in my personal life, I'll be moving house and we'll be renovating we're moving from this apartment to another one in the same area, but we'll be renovating the house that we're moving into. So there's a lot going on for me. Definitely March and end of February, March and beginning of April. There's a lot going on for me personally in terms of moving house, settling in my family into a new location, and this renovation projects that we need to do as well, just to get the house ready for us to move into the apartment. So me personally, and the cards are just verifying this, what I've said, I'm going to be all in for before we move. I'm going to launch and whatever services and products and subscriptions and things that I get going in the early months of the year, January, February mainly for me, are going to sustain me for most of the year. That is my plan, so that I can do this move with ease. So I am currently setting up my business so that I can sustain. There will still be consistent income coming in. I'm really probably going to be just more visible with my one-to-one clients and with my membership, my mastermind, and maybe a VIP group that I'm considering hosting. Apart from that, I really will not be very visible physically. I'm going to have this podcast going out. I'm going to have my weekly email going out and YouTube and everything, all of that. But I definitely won't be doing any launches in April or March. I definitely won't be hosting any big events or retreats or the Angel Cafe or anything like that, where I was considering it this year. They're all out the window. So it's more sustainable, easy ways to be out there in the world and like to continue with my presence, but not to be physically there. So I really want you to consider that as well, because it looks like that's the theme of the energy of this month. And there's also an extra message for any of you that are considering sound healing therapy or training. It's a definite yes. Or you might be considering just having a few sessions of sound therapy. It's a definite yes. And for any of you who have thought about following a course in shamanism, it's a definite yes. It's definitely worth considering doing at some stage in 2025 and sooner rather than later. And it would be a great addition to your toolbox if you have been considering it. It's not something I'm considering. So, it's only for those of you that are considering it. And sound is a wonderful healer, and it's a wonderful clearer of your spaces. So it's something that I will be using when I move from one location to the other. As I empty this house, I'll be going around with my bells, with some music on in the background, with the candle, with holy water, and blessing the space for the people that come after us. And I will be definitely clearing using sound and incense and all of that in the new place before we move in there, clearing it out and really settling the energy before we move in there, and saying hello to the new, the energy of the new place. And I want to leave this place really beautiful and clean and helpful for the next people that come here. So that is your 2 quarters. So we have go, 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 make the money, darling. Then we have relaxation, peace, healing, do your healing work, and use sound. And, so the next quarter, and that is May. What's that now? So that's January, February, March, April, May, June. And this is July, August, September is the 3rd quarter. And this is a really beautiful card. It's Archangel Chamuel, and it's time to dream big dreams. So number 30. So if you look at this card, I asked the artist when I was describing, I said, I want a movie star, sort of gazing off into the distance, looking really regal and powerful. And she's wearing a velvet green dress. She has pearls, she's beautiful earrings, her hair is done. And she looks like an olden time movie star, pure elegance and luxury and prosperity. And this is an opportunity to go really, really big over the summer and into September. Whatever you've been dreaming is possible for yourself. You have an opportunity using the energies right in this season to accelerate 10x. There's an amazing book called 10x is better than 2x. Recommend that. I'll put a note in the show notes for you. But definitely there is an energy in this about really allowing yourself to dream really big. So I would suggest that you take a moment in this period. You can do this any time of the year, by the way. I really recommend doing it around December, January. I do it around my birthday, which is July. And this is recommending July, August, September that we do this. And it's a revisioning, and it's looking at, what do I really want in my relationships, in my health, in my personal life, in my business, in my spiritual path, in my environment? What do I really, really want in my career? And then the advice with this card is, think about what you really want. Maybe journal on that. Maybe create a vision board around that. And then it's like, double it. What would it feel like if I had this by 2? And then what would that feel like if I doubled it again? And if I doubled it again? Like if there's a financial goal that you want to reach this year, what would happen? I'm getting goosebumps at this. What would happen if that doubled or tripled or quadrupled or more? What would that look like in your life? What would that give you the capacity to be? How would you show up differently? Would you get a personal trainer for yourself? Would you only buy organic food? Would you never go to the supermarket again and get all your meals delivered? I happen to like going to the supermarket now and again. Would it be that you throw out some tatty clothes and get yourself a new wardrobe? Would it be that you completely upgrade your business and your systems, or get yourself an OBM, or a brand new, beautiful executive assistant, or pay for a tech team, or that revamp? What would, if you were to ask for more, if you were to allow in more? There's a beautiful exercise that Denise Duckle-Thomas does, and it's in a meditation, just going in and asking yourself to, you connect with your wealth container. And it's like, imagine all of the wealth that you want to bring into your life in 2025. And imagine what that container looks like. Is it a small tatty basket? Is it a boat-sized container? Is it a stadium? Is it the galaxy? Is it the size of a house? What is it? An ocean? Is it a lake? Tuning into the size of your current money container. And then if you like, if it resonates, saying, how can I expand? What could I upgrade to? What would my upgraded money container be? So maybe if you started off with a small wicker basket, and then maybe you could upgrade to Santa Claus's sack or something like that, which is endless and has endless surprises and gifts and money and opportunities and whatever you need in your life. So, what does that just came through now. So what is your money container? What does it look like, or what are you going to allow in? How can you upgrade that experience? How can you upgrade your container? What would the next level be for you? So if it's a boat size, could you turn it into a cruise ship size? So this is about dreaming really, really big for yourself, for your clients, for your family, for your friends, for your community, for the planet. And, we could go into all the SHIT happening in the world, the amount of people in the world that don't have a voice, that are living in conditions or environments where maybe there's war, or there's religious persecution, or political influences, or whether it's home, whether it's country, whether it's global influences that are keeping somebody down or stuck. We could focus on that. Or we could focus on, what can we do in our part of the world, in our life, in our moment, in our season that we're in right now, to make a difference in some small way. If everybody listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube or wherever you're watching this, if every single one of us took one thing and made a difference, even if that was around the environment, and did something different in the products that we use, switching to a shampoo that's a bar rather than a bottle, just this very simple thing. If every single person watching this did that, that would have a massive impact because your kids would see that. So it would have an impact on them. Maybe if you're in the gym and you're using a bar, somebody else would see that and be like, I've never seen that before. Maybe I can use that. So it's the little actions that we can take can make a massive difference. If there's an injustice in the world and you want to speak up about it, instead of feeling powerless, think, what small thing can I do? Can I write a letter to my local politician? Can I speak out in a group that I'm in and ask them, can we come together to create a petition or something? Like, can I go to my local supermarket and ask them to consider, I'm just thinking of off the top of my head, one thing, it's an environmental issue, plastic fucking yogurt pots. There's this one company called Yomo here in Italy, and in a sea of plastic pots, they're the only one that is cardboard bloody yogurt pots. How hard is it? And how important of an impact is that in the world? Like if just the yogurt pots changed from plastic to cardboard, we in my house go through hundreds of yogurts during the year. And generally, they've been in plastic yogurt pots. So if I made that one switch in my house, and if all of us listening made that one switch in our house, it could make a massive difference and a massive impact. And it could also support companies that are doing that. And maybe that's not in your budget because they are a little bit more expensive. I know definitely a few years ago, like when my kids were young, they're older now, they're 16 and 12 as I'm recording this. When they were young and I didn't have a lot of money, it was budget all the way for me. It was whatever was the cheapest of anything was what I went for. So I couldn't afford to, let's choose the cardboard versus the plastic. It was just like, what the fuck is the cheapest one? That's what we're getting. And so it's, if that's not in your budget right now, maybe writing a letter to your local supermarket, or maybe to your supermarket and saying, hey, could you maybe have a look at the plastic consumption and let me know what you're doing about that. As a concerned mother, could you write to the company that is making a difference, like the Yomo, I'm saying, for example, just say, well done, keep it up, keep trying. I really appreciate, as a mother who cares about our kids and the planet and my future descendants, I really, really appreciate you doing this and making a difference. And maybe that letter might fall on somebody's desk that really needs to hear it that day when they're making a decision between profit and health of the planet. So, we have power, we have a voice, and we can choose to use it to make a better world. And whether that's you in your spiritual business or whether that's you as a human being on this planet, we can make a difference. So it's about envisioning what you want for yourself in your business, naming the money that you want to bring in, naming the feelings that you want to have in your business, naming the relationships, the community, whatever it is that you want, and then doubling that and calling it in. And it's a beautiful, beautiful month. And it has the potential to accelerate your growth. And also, if there are any of you that are getting this idea or are already working in this field of empowerment, of coaching, of life purpose in particular, connecting people with their sacred contract, this is going to be huge for you to create new programs around that for your particular target audience that you work with, the clients that you're sacredly contracted to work with. But there's a huge opportunity now for anyone that is talking about life purpose, having people to connect with their path, career choices, deciding what you want to do with your life. There's a big opening, writing books on the subject, creating courses, programs, and speaking. I can see lots of you that are being called to speak. Love it. Oh my God. And then finally, we have this is the winter season, and it's stepping into winter, out of autumn into winter, and it's October, November, December, which energetically are the most powerfully potent spiritual moments of every year. We have October, Halloween, All Souls, All Saints Day, Day of the Dead in the Mexican traditions. We have Diwali, and oh my God, there's so much happens in these months that are so important. And this is a beautiful card, and it's Archangel Gabriel. Joy is my birthright. So you can see the energy is, the first quarter is go, 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 and then it's deep healing. And then the second one is go, go, go. And this is healing. This is connecting in with your inner child. This is a season to be creative and connected, and to take up art projects, or to write that book that you've wanted to write since you were 8. That was in my case. You may also access past life gifts and suddenly take up the paintbrush or start singing or playing a musical instrument. But it's a season to be creative and joyful, to reconnect with the things that used to make you happy and give you joy. It's about reconnecting and maybe reigniting old hobbies and interests. And if you're a spiritual business owner, you could also be using this in your business. So you can use it to be more creative with the way you're delivering your courses, programs, packages. How can I do this differently? How can I simplify? How can I change what I'm doing? How can I redirect? How can I increase my prices, increase the value, and reduce the people that are in? How can I make something that's a group into more of a VIP experience? It's about being creative, about maybe you've been delivering stuff one-to-one or in groups, and you're being called to turn something into a passive income product, so that it allows you to still bring in income, but you can get some time back to be creative and joyful and connected with your inner child. There's a period, it's not quite rest, it's more of a pause where you get to be creative. It's this time of year is about, for you, is about filling the well. And it's also, you'll have done the work in the other quarters, in the other months of the year. You'll have done the go, 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 bringing in some money, the rest and the healing, visioning a new life for yourself, for your clients. And this is a time of reaping the harvest. So, let's say you decided to write a book at the beginning of the year, and then you launched it, and even let's take Amazon, for example. If you upload a book to Amazon, it's 60 days before you receive your first royalty payment. So it could be that you're seeing the fruits of that labor now, and there's money coming in that allows you to relax a little bit, to enjoy a little bit, to have some creative space in your mind where you're not grinding, you're not hustling, grinding, you're not pushing. You can afford to relax a little bit and enjoy life, smell the coffee. And it's such a beautiful season of festivals and fun, and then Christmas, and spending time with family and those that are important to you in your life. And yeah, and then stepping into that season of Christmas, which for me represents generosity and deep healing of our families and our family systems, and ancestral healing and descendants and everything. And so it's a beautiful quarter. But this is not a go, go, go time. This is not, unless you're using creativity in your business in some way. It's more for maybe creating content for the next quarter. A lot of my content for the year, the following year, is created in this quarter. So it is for me personally a very creative time because I'm usually batching episodes for podcasts, video, emails, everything is being batched, ready to go for the 1st of January and out there into the world. So that might be a similar thing for you as well, that you're batching your content, you're really spilling all out that creativity out into the world so that you can batch and you can schedule everything for the next year. So what a beautiful year ahead, my darlings. And I just bring you back to that message. A new earth, light worker, it's your time, evolve. I hope that this message resonated, supported you in some way. Please comment wherever you're listening to this. Do let me know if it made sense, if it's sort of in line with what the messages that you've been getting for yourself and your business. My name is Aisling Mooney. I'm your host of the Power Podcast. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you never ever miss an episode. Every Tuesday and Thursday we drop a new episode, and oh my God, we have so much amazing conversations, solo episodes, coaching episodes, guest interviews coming for you for the whole of 2025. Please subscribe, make sure you're part of our community. Go to aislingmooney.com/podcast and share this with any light worker that you know needs to be in this space with us this year. And if you want to go deeper, you want to work with me, join our Spiritual Business Power Mastermind. That is the place to be for light workers who are ready to grow their community, gain clarity, bring in more cash and more clients. There's coaching, there's curriculum, there's everything that you need in there, and a really incredible community of light workers to support you. That is it, my darlings. Hope you enjoyed this. Sending you, wherever you are in the world, loads and loads of love, and wishing you from the bottom of my heart an amazing 2025. All my love. Bye for now.